Hello everybody. Today we're going to see how I draw Slumber 2. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll see a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. So for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and take us into a very strange place, a very slumber party. I am hilarious. And so if you saw the other video I did, the other slumber video, you'll know that I went someplace weird with it. And so I am going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to take some artistic liberties to draw it the way I want. And what I mean by that is I'm giving it these weird flowy, bumpy leg things, or the arms, the arms and the legs and all that stuff. I'm taking them to a weird flowy place. So it's not going to be exactly like the Fortnite character that you're used to, or that you see. It's going to be a little stranger, a little weirder, and a little more fun in the style. And so I'm just going to say that I'm taking artistic liberties. So don't be upset if it's not 100% like it, but it's going to be ours. It's going to be a little different and a little fun. Okay? So just come along. Let's go. Let's go to someplace crazy. Okay? And this is the first time I'm really changing or deviating from the Fortnite look. So I'm kind of excited to be able to just do something fun, different, crazy, you know? And so what I'm going to do also, I guess the other challenge is going to be that it's see-through. Did you know that? I mean, the arms, I guess the middle of the body is invisible, so to speak. So I got to figure out how to draw like the stripy stripes into the arms, into the hands, you know? Does anybody have this character? Do you have it? Or do you just want to draw too? Because I guess I understand too how, you know, Fortnite doesn't always leave everything up that you can get it whenever you want. You got to grab it when you can. So some of you may have it, some of you may not. So I'm just curious. So I think what I'll do is I'll do this. And so I'll kind of flow some of these lines, I guess. I don't know what you would call this. That show the flow of it, you know? And just we'll kind of assume that they're in there, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Don't worry. Okay, so the other strange thing about this character is I keep wanting to call them like talons because they are pointy fingers, and they're not nails, they're not talons, but every time I draw them, they look like that, you know? So I don't know what else to call them. I really don't. Okay, sometimes when I'm really concentrating, I kind of lose track of speaking. But that's okay. You don't want to be talking all the time, right? Okay, I like the way that works. It's going to disappear, and you'll see what I'm talking about when I get there. So let me just draw in a head real quick. Let's put the head off at an angle like that. It's a nice big circle. Let's see. So like that. I got to make sure that I'm not falling off the page. Then do a happy smiley eyes. Okay. not too bad. Let me double check we're not falling off the camera. Okay, looks good. I say we go with that. So I'm going to erase some of this real quick, just because I don't need the sketchy lines, I just need the confidence lines. And what I mean by that is, the lines that I sketched with, you never want to trust anything that's sketchy in life. You just want to go with confidence. And as I was sketchy and not knowing, I was using lighter lines. And the lines that I stuck with, they were the more confident lines. They were the ones that I said, you know what, I like where that is. I'm going to get darker. I'm going to get bolder. And so that's kind of what I call them. We're going to stick with the confidence line. So there we go. We're kind of a ghost of an image that will let the Sharpie stand out, and the pencils will kind of disappear into the drawing. If you're working with just pencil only, go for it. You do what you want. You go do what makes you happy, okay? So I like drawing oh, wait a minute. I'm so sorry. We didn't welcome all the skippers, people that skipped to this section of the video. Here we go. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen for some tinier detail that is too fine for the fine point, as I finally find the findings of the fine point. So I've already sketched the entire thing out, and I've erased a lot of what I don't need. I'm only sticking with the confident, thicker strokes, the confident lines, and I'm going to build off of that. So I've already talked about how I made him kind of weird and wispy, so it's not 100% like the Fortnite character. It's kind of my own take and my own little creative technique on it. This is something I want to show you to have fun with. It doesn't have to be 100% like the character. You can do what you want. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Wait, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between, okay? So I like drawing what's in front first, and then I start building behind it. So I think I'm going to draw the head first, because that seems like it's floating more in front of everything else that I can draw behind it, okay? So I'm going to sketch my circle out. I'm going to draw kind of the star look in front of the circle. Is it star or is it points? What do you think that is? So I'm just kind of building like this, and then I'll connect the circle. But I want to do it like this so I can do something like this. See how it's almost like behind those little bumps? Not 100%. I mean, it's obviously not perfect, but that's kind of what I'm going for. And I'll kind of correct it in a second with the tinier Sharpie. Since I'm coming back in, and I'm going to draw the face. Well, let's do it now. I'm going to draw the eyes, a little oval like that. Do another one like this. And you can color these in if you want. I'm going to do it with when I color the entire thing in, so I'm just going to leave it open like this. Okay, and so yeah, so all I want to do is just kind of accent that these are in front of the back edge, you know. And I'm just kind of playing around with lines just to kind of accent that. Nothing too crazy, but just showing that it's part of this, not stuck on top of it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going for. Ooh, I love that noise. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to draw the little pillow neck first, since that's kind of behind, and then we'll build on this too. So let's see, it's going to float this way, so I'm going to come like this and come down, do something like that. Let's do this other side too, because I gotta go in there, but I don't want to draw over that line. So let's finish. Let's go in this way, then we'll come back and work on that. So we'll go this way, come down for a little pillow like this. I'm gonna draw this edge like that. That's what I was looking for there. So we'll just continue, then we'll work back to it. Gonna bump it like that a little bit. I'm gonna come up here and do one of these. And I need to draw this little edge, but you know what I want to do? Let's draw this edge here like that, and then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to draw with a tinier Sharpie this line like that, the edge of that pillow. Then let's see, we're going to come back and draw this edge, something like that, just giving it some lines, just some fun crease detail for, you know, the inside of the pillow, you know, something like that. Okay, don't leave your Sharpie open like that. Sorry, I'm doing it because I know I'm about to grab it, but that's a bad habit. I've lost a lot of Sharpies by doing that. Okay, so I'm gonna come in like this, connect it there because it's that loopy around, kind of the collar. loopy around. I'm making up all kinds of silly words today. So there's the inside of that one. We're going to do the edge like that. Just a slight little bumpity bump. Come in here and do the edge like we did there. Just some fun lines, just to, you know, show the creases in the pillow, something like that. That's a little more lines than I should have drawn, but I'll hide it and make it different with color. Okay, there we go. So there's another pillow hanging out here. So I'm gonna just kind of do something like this. How does that look? Pretty good. Awesome. Do that. Draw the little edge hanging out like this. Draw the rim or the pleat. What was that called? I don't know. Pillow edge. That's what it's called. All right. So now I'm going to draw his suit. What would you call this? But follow me. Bear with me. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the shoulder like this. Bring it in like that. Now the reason I did that is because it's got like those sewn pleats all through it. So I just kind of wanted to accent it like that. Then I'll come back in with the thinner Sharpie and draw the lines like that. So I'm going to do that for the entire thing and then come back for those little details. Okay? Now, the inner edge I'm going to wait to draw until I start to work on the arm. Okay? Right now, I'm just drawing the edge of the shirt, whatever you're going to call this. And the reason I'm doing that is, like I said, I wanted to make the, bear with me there, I wanted to make the edges first and accent it with the tiny Sharpie. And so I'm not just drawing bumps, I actually sketched it out so I know where I was going with this, okay? So I'll go ahead and do some of that now. I stopped here because of the leg that I was gonna do. But let's do like this. But I'll come back and do that in a second. So see what I'm saying? I was doing that to get a different technique with a thin, thick crease in the material, okay? And I'm stopping right there because of my sketch. It tells me that's where the leg is. So, you know, it's all planned. It's all part of the plan. Okay, so let me show you what I was doing with the arm. So I'm gonna start down here with the hand just to show you where we're gonna build up, okay? And again, I know it looks like a talon, but he's got this weird wispy finger thing, you know? It's kind of pointed, so it kind of looks like claws. Well, that's why I keep saying talon, okay? So there, that's what I was doing here, is I'm drawing like this little build up layered spike thing, because his arms, and I'm going to switch to this Sharpie now, his arms are invisible. He's got like these bars that fly up on the edge, almost as if this was painted around an invisible arm. That's basically what it looks like. And so that's why I kind of want to just take the shape and build off of that. Okay, so I'm going to thicken some of these up too, just so it doesn't look so weird with those lines being so thick. I should have done all of this in the big fat Sharpie or the tiny Sharpie. I should have picked one or the other. But because I didn't, I'm just going to try to thicken these up just a bit, just to match that, so it makes a little bit of sense. Okay, so now I can do it over here, and that's why I didn't draw the back of the arm. So let's close one of these out, and I'm going to draw, same thing, I'm going to start with the hand down here, and draw the thumb into that finger, into the wrist, which is going up. And just going to start that, and I'll switch to the smaller Sharpie for that. All right. And I've got a different Sharpie that's not as small as that one. It's a Sharpie pen too, but it's a little thicker than this one. So I'm gonna build with this. That way I can stick to a little bit thicker of a Sharpie. But not as thick and not as thin as those two. How's that? Does that make sense? Okay. So there you go. I'm just going to play around with this just a little bit, just to try to make it, you know, something that is floating around his invisible arm. I hope this makes sense to you. If you know the character, which hopefully you do, that's why you're here, then it does. It should make sense to you. Because I guess that's the coolness. That's what we all like about it, right? Is there something different about old Slumber pants, Starhead Slumber pants. Okay, so that being said, now I can kind of come in here and do, see, this one's like flat, this one's open like that. So if it was, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna close this out back behind it like that. So see what I'm saying? It's transparent except for those stripy stripes, you know, those weird little bungety bunch. So I want to do the same thing here. Do some lines. What do we want to call these? They're not really lines. They're I want to call them strips, like little stripes, or they remind me of certain something. I'm trying to think of the word. There you go. That'll work. This looks like what I wanted to do. Okay. There we go. So now I'm going to finish off the leg because the rest of this is solid, this down here. And I'm going to go and do it the way I want to do it. So like I said, a little weird, a little different, you know, a little Slumber, a little whippy flips as his body just kind of moves with the air. It's just something I wanted to do, you know? I just thought it would be cool to have a little fun with the unique look of Slumber, you know? All right. Sorry, I started going quiet again, and I told you before, whenever I go quiet, I'm concentrating too much. But that's okay, we should be concentrating, you know? We should be working to get this right. Okay, so again, I'm going to thicken this up just a little bit just to match that Sharpie. Okay, so now, again, just kind of going to pick it back up. Going to flip it over. Going to make him a little whippy flip. Something like that. There we go. So let me correct this a little bit. I'm just going to draw that line just to kind of match what we're doing up there. Maybe I'll do another one right here just to kind of match that over there. It was a mistake, but I could do something like that to kind of make it not a mistake. Does that make sense? There you go. Blend it in, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So there you go. I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Slumber Stage 2. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.